Thank you. Hello, hello. Hey, Braxton, how you doing?
Hey, morning. Good. How you been?
Doing good. It's been a lot of talking this week, so I'm glad to still have a voice.
Yeah, so you guys are over at Daikin recently, huh?
We have been here, yes, for the last couple weeks and to each of the branches and
Nice.
so forth. So
Sweet.
I think they just have me talk. I
Yeah,
can't talk no more.
that's a skill.
That's funny. Very good. Thank you so much for taking time and jumping on this call with me. So tell me
Yeah.
what's happening from your point of view within your business, and then let's see if we can strategize and get headed on the right path.
Yeah. So mainly I work I can slow down a little bit, but not as noticeable for
All right, I'm losing your audio.
trying to target those new system installs and try to get replacements more consecutively in our business. So wondering if there's any way we can boost that on the times it slows down, and how can we target?
Okay, so I lost about half of what you said, but what I did hear is probably the most important part. You wanted to know how to get more installation business.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let me show you this piece. I know you guys, our guys built a landing page for you, and you guys are considering.
Yeah. Right. Come on, guys. Come on. Sorry, one sec, Jennifer.
No worries.
Yeah, thanks, Jen. Sorry, my dog's asleep. For a quick second. Okay, we're back.
Okay. Oh, first off, before we get too far into this, I know Mike wants to say hi, and I'm sure he's going to ask how baby is.
Oh yeah, baby's good. Baby's good and big. She's almost big enough to work.
I know.
Hey, you're supposed to put in the work for the early, so why not?
That's right. No such thing as too soon.
Hope y'all doing okay. Hope y'all doing okay.
Yeah, thanks. Good to talk to you, Mike.
Yeah. We want to come home. We miss home so bad.
Yeah, it's changing so fast.
I know. Yeah.
Home.
Okay. So we'll be back in a few months. We got, I think, 3 more months, and then we get to come home.
Awesome.
Yes.
Right around the corner.
You got to see the baby. Do have to bring her over to the houseboat.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I went in and at the end of the year, we go through and obviously study everybody's numbers, compare them to mid-year, compare them to prior year, and so forth. And as far as your website goes, here's my recommendations. Every one of the pages, what I did is I went through each one of your pages, and I actually did it on site. So we do have the reports that you get, which is the keyword ranking reports. These are going to show you what search phrases and cities that we have you ranked and where you're ranked. So for example, each page, this is for ductless repair, Linwood, Washington. Mm-hmm. And this page, ductless repair, Linwood, Washington, and ductless service, Linwood, Washington, are on page 1, position 1 and 2. Ductless installation, Linwood, Washington, is page 1, 1 and 2. So the pages that are performing is residential ductless installation, Linwood, Washington, and ductless service, Linwood, Washington. And then as you keep going down, so you'll see all these numbers where it'll say 1 or 1, 2. Some of them will say 1, 2, and 3. So this is ductless AC repair, Linwood, Washington. The ductless service, Linwood, Washington. Ductless AC systems, Linwood, Washington. Residential ductless installation, Linwood, Washington. It's for this term. These pages are occupying page 1, number 1, 2, and 3. As you keep going down, it gives you an idea of what service you want to sell or product. So UV lights, where do you want to sell it? Edmonds, Washington. And this number tells you, are you an option for what you want to sell, where you want to sell it? So here's the way to think about your business as far as from a digital standpoint. Every page on your website is essentially a product in your store. Your website is your store, right? And we make sure that your store is compliant, it's up to code, it's always current. That's why we're always rebuilding your website. I think we just rebuilt it again for the 4th time because code requirements change as it relates to websites. So we built your site, then we rebuilt it again, and then we rebuilt it again, and then recently we did it again because the requirements changed from mobile responsive to mobile first. So I don't think you even played a role in that one. We just did it behind the scenes, and I don't think we they might have reached out and told you, but they might have just did it.
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell.
So that's what we spent the last 3 months doing. So if you think about it like this, your website is a store, and inside your store you have products. So every individual page is a product in your store. So if I owned a retail store and I want to sell shoes, if there's no shoes in my store, I can't sell them, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, perfect. So marketing, be it local marketing, reviews, acquisition, SEO, social media, all marketing does is drive traffic to your store so they can see all the products in your store. So the nuts and bolts of this is, what do you want to sell? Where do you want to sell it? That's where your service areas are. And are you an option where people are looking? So when I go through your store and I look at each page, so each page has a label on it. This is Heating Service, Linwood, Washington. There are 2 million pages in this drawer. You need to be in the top 10 for this page to do any good for you, to be contributing to your rankings.
Okay.
So there it is on page 1, number 5.
Awesome.
Okay, then we go to the next one. And you do the same thing. We're going to look at the next product in the store, and let's see how visible it is. Can people find it? So heating repair, there's 565,000 pages in that drawer. You're number 4 of 565,000. And then we keep going. Furnaces in Linwood, Washington. Search. So there's 964,000 pages in this drawer. And you're number 5 of 964,000.
Sweet.
So essentially what I did is I went through the reports are one thing, and the reports are great because they show all the different variations. So what the team's been able to do is get one page that if we only have one page for furnace installation, they've been able to embed key phrases and structure the content and the metadata so that we can not just get furnace installation, but we can get furnace installation and furnace service and furnace repair and furnace replacement and so forth. Here's the thing. Every single page you have on your website is on page 1 of Google.
Gotcha.
So what that essentially means is once it's on page 1 of Google, you have a cash machine sitting, out there that whatever business you're getting right now, it's coming from the pages that are available, that are out here, that already exist on page 1. But whatever pages are on the site are getting you what you have right now. They won't net you any new business outside of what they're able to get you today. Because they're not going to keep growing. I mean, the most that the team can do with the content that's on the page, which I can tell they're doing. So you see these ones like Air Purifiers, Edmonds, Washington. You were number 3, and they were able to move it up 3 spots, move 2 positions up. So now you're number 1. For ventilation, you were number 4. They were able to move it up 3 spots. So now you're number 1. Humidifier replacements, they've moved up 5 spots. So now you're number 1, and so forth. So they can keep working on moving you. You're on page 1 of Google, but you're number 5. They can try and keep moving you to number 3. And they can also try and keep adding or getting other pages to rank for other things. So this page and this page, they've now moved up 2 spots and 2 spots to number 3 and number 4 for ductless AC in Duvall, Washington, for example.
Okay.
Okay, so our team will never stop doing. This is a good one. That's a beauty. That's a high ticket item. They've moved up 11 positions. So 30 days ago, you were on page 2, number 1. And now you're on page 1, number 2. That's a beautiful move.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Does that make sense?
So basically, originally I was at 13.
Yes.
Okay. And it moved up 11.
So the difference is if this page, which this one happens to be HVAC service area. So here, now that's important. This is a page of content that's generated from you doing check-ins and reviews. So we don't have real text for this page.
Oh,
that's
how do I know that?
Your check-ins and your reviews. So this is how you know this. If the search term, if the page title starts with the city first, that's the content you get from your check-ins and reviews.
So like Nearby Now?
Yes, that's your Nearby Now check-ins. So without your check-ins, this page would not exist. You would not be in page 1 of Google without those check-ins and reviews. So that is really positive.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yes, that's a big deal.
Okay.
So, and that's a big money item.
Right.
And that's good SEO work to get that. So you guys using Nearby Now, it's somebody else's software. All it is a piece of software that happens to give us content in a format that we can take, put on your page, and we can optimize it. Most review systems don't allow you to do that. You go out and get reviews randomly, and it's not SEOable content, or it goes on some third-party site. But Nearby Now has a really good software. I'd love to replace it, and one day we will, because it's expensive. I would rather have the labor going towards optimizing the content that you guys get. But right now, most of the investment, if you spend $300 on Nearby Now, 50% of it's going to just pay for a piece of software. And then we've got a budget of $150 to work on optimizing the pages every month to try and get them to rank. So needless, neither here nor there. Those pages work. This is another.
When you say reviews, when you say reviews, is that only the Nearby Now reviews, or would that be like Google? So
the way Nearby Now works is when you're capturing the check-in and you get a review, the reality is all it is content.
Okay.
That gives us a new page to put on your website for a new service area. So we're going after Edmonds, Washington with these particular check-ins and reviews. And we take that new page and we get that page ranked on page 1 of Google for something you want to sell. So if you want to sell ductless services in Edmonds, Washington, or heat pump installation in Edmonds, Washington, we're using the content from your Nearby Now reviews on your website to try and get you ranked for something you want to sell in a new city.
So what happens if I don't get a review on Nearby Now? Is it worthless?
It doesn't, what doesn't exist, it doesn't exist. If you just do a check-in, we still have content. We'll fake it till we make it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, you could get content. You could do check-ins. You could go to lunch in Kent or Burien or Bellevue or wherever, Bremerton,
Uh-huh.
and check in, take a picture, do a little, text in your inside there, and it's content for us. We don't care if it's attached to a review.
Okay, gotcha.
And I don't care if you actually did the work.
Perfect. Sounds good.
You could be going to Easter dinner at a cousin's house. I don't care.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
Basically, a review just adds more content. It's not necessarily make it or break it, with the check-in. The
Yeah.
check-in should
Yeah.
have.
So here's the only thing that getting the review does. Let me show you. So the check-in gives us content. The reviews give us stars.
Okay.
Oops. Set, colon. Okay. So see these, essentially what I'm doing right here is I'm searching for the term site, colon, and then your website address. What that does is it shows me what does Google see. So Google sees that you have 98 pages indexed. You have your home page, which is not going to show those stars. And then what we're doing is every time you go get reviews, not only are we adding them to those pages as to get content with your check-ins, but in addition to that, we're using that data inside our schematic markup so that all your pages, when they're indexed on Google, so Google shows these rankings.
So it is almost like a Google rating that we get.
Yes, but it's connected to your website.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
So here's another question. Like a lot of, or not a lot, but I mean, there's a good amount of homeowners that are older and they don't have a phone, or I guess aren't too savvy with their phone. But if I were to send the review request like to my own cell phone and have them fill it out before I leave, fill out the review portion before I leave, would that still be as effective? Because you can send the survey to a certain number, right? And if I just repeatedly send to my cell phone and have them fill it out before I leave for the day, would that still work?
I love your gangster. How can we gimme rig?
Right. I mean, if you're talking to Irma, from 1970s phone, and she's like, what's a review? And I'm like, oh, great. How is it going to work out?
Oh, that's so funny. You know what? I don't know. I would say try it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see what it could do. I don't know.
It wouldn't hurt.
That's what I would do.
Okay. Got it.
Let me know if it works.
Sounds good. I'll give it a shot.
Okay. That's funny. And that's how we have to be. We all have to be creative.
That's right. Innovation.
Okay. So you see this right here. It says generators in Linwood, Washington. And that's interesting because the way that this page is optimized, it actually works as if you were selling straight generators, like they could purchase them online.
Uh-huh.
But right here, you see how this page, so you're on page 1 of 561,000 pages. Your page called Generators, Linwood, Washington is page 1, number 3. And you see how the reviews rank. They show. Right. So if somebody was choosing between Generator Service Northwest and GH or GS Heating, and these guys do the same thing, but you're showing up and you're ranking.
I see. That's awesome. Okay.
You stand off the page. So getting those reviews on here right now absolutely helps. If every one of these companies had an agency like us that was trying to get them to stand off the page by getting reviews to show on a Google search, then I think it would matter the total quantity here.
Okay.
But because that's not where we are right now, we will be in the future. I don't think it matters that much. I think the fact that you have those reviews and they don't, you're more likely going to get the click or get the call than they will. I
see. Okay.
Okay. So that kind of gives you an idea of we'll do our part, and we'll make sure that we're always moving the pages we have available up the guide. But here's the difference. Let me show you. This is your website, First Response HVAC, and let me show you Barron Heating.
Uh-huh.
This is the only difference between having 10 trucks and 100 trucks. Okay. Look at the number of pages they have in their drawer.
597.
So we're doing all the same things with you as we are with Barron's.
Okay.
They're just way further down the line. They have a lot of content. So
when I'm looking at those in particular ratings or reviews, it says 179, 188. That's how many individual reviews they have for that particular page, like Navien tankless hot water heaters.
Yep.
Wow.
Yes.
They got
So
a lot. Okay.
I will tell you from my vantage point, because I see HVAC contractors across the entire United States and Canada, there is a direct relation to the total number of pages on their website and their total annual sales. I can pull a report out of our database that says this is the annual sales, and I can compare it to the number of pages, and it's glaringly obvious. The more pages they have on their website, the higher their total annual sales. So
Direct relation.
So if you think about it as, if I own a retail store and I only have 10 products in my store, I'm going to do a hell of a lot less in total annual sales than the guy down the street that has a retail store and he has 600 products in his store.
Right. That makes sense.
So
wow. So it truly, really does.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, because once you know it's math, it's easy. So what you do know is, you know that if we have our hands on a page of content that is about a service you want to sell in a city you want to sell it, we can make that page get on page 1 of Google. That's hands down. We do that all day. And that's what we're good at. Right here.
Gotcha.
So if you want to keep growing the total visibility or the number of calls, it's this combination is, we'll make sure your store is on point. We're always going to do that.
Okay.
We need to put more and more products inside the store. And then our job is to optimize those products to get them in front of people so they show up. So if there's 561 pages in this drawer, you're only an option if you're in the top 10.
Gotcha. Okay, so here's a question I had for Kathy earlier. I just wanted to reiterate it. If I were to title, like, the beginning of all my Nearby Now check-ins with furnace replacement in Linwood, Washington, is that going to immediately, stick itself to that particular page? So, if I write that in the content, like, I don't want to be rudimentary every time I leave the Nearby Now if it's not effective, but would that still work if I continue to start off with that term?
Let me go check something real quick. Hang on a second. Well, first off, let's look at just what you have for furnaces. You have a page called Furnace Service, and you have a page called Furnace Repair.
Got it.
Okay, so right out of the gate, I would say priority number 1 is, think about it like, what do I want to sell? Where do I want to sell it? Am I an option? So what do I want to sell? If furnace replacement is number 1, what are the variations? And this is where this gets out of my privy or subject matter knowledge. But gas furnace replacement in Edmonds, Washington, electric furnace replacement in Edmonds, Washington. I don't know if there's an oil. Like, now we're way out of what I know.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'd probably stick to just those 2.
Okay. So what I would do is instead of, or in addition to, I would say game number 1 always is, do I have a product in my store for that particular service? And what ways would a consumer look for it? So what if they did search for electric furnace replacement in blank? oil furnace or gas furnace replacement in blank, or
Uh-huh.
new furnace installation, or high efficiency furnace installation in blank. Like
So do I need to add those pages then? In order?
absolutely. Yes,
Okay.
yes. We need every variation of a product, that a service that a consumer would look for on this website. We need to take this from 98 pages to however many pages, but it needs to be geared towards what do you want to sell and how does the consumer look for it. So if you want to sell more heater replacement, right now you have heater service, heater repair, and heater replacement. Where's my heater installation page?
Yeah, I see. Okay.
So where's
Is that something I have to make?
heater installation page? Say that again?
Is that something I have to make with the Nearby Now
Nope.
reviews?
You either need to write the content or buy the content. If
I
you
see.
if you write it, we'll optimize it. We'll put it on there. It costs you nothing. We just need content.
Okay. So like a blog.
Yep, like a blog or just a page. It's just a page of content. So if you sat down with the client for that particular service and you explained, this is the rationale why you need it. Here's the top 5 reasons that you should consider replacing your electric furnace. Here's the top 5 reasons you should consider replacing your gas furnace. Here's the considerations a homeowner should make when replacing your gas furnace. Here's the questions you should ask your technician when discussing replacing your gas furnace.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so think about it like an at the table sale, but the content needs to be a little bit Dr. Seuss, like cat in the hat.
Okay.
We need to have that particular term used in the title. You can include bullet points. We need 500 to 1,000 words. The better or bigger the page is. If you have an hour, if you write content on commercials while you're watching TV at night, on weekends, on long drives, have wife drive.
Yeah.
Anytime you can write content, or have her interview you, or make your team in the office write a page of content.
Right.
You need a lot. You need heater repair. You need heater inspection. That way you can get all those. You got tons of people looking to buy homes in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah. Right.
The realtors and inspectors are inspecting those old ass houses, and excuse my French, they need, they're gonna tell the new buyers that furnace is old, because most of the houses in Seattle are, and you need to get an inspection. It might need replaced to be able to buy this home.
Exactly.
You need furnace inspection, heater inspection, hot water tank inspection. Air conditioning is not as big a deal, but you're coming around and you're moving towards summer. We've got installation, we have replacement, we have repair, but we don't have maintenance, we don't have service, we don't have tune-up.
Okay. Makes sense. So when we make these blogs, do we just email them in?
Just submit a ticket and say, here's a new page of content. Don't say blog, because blogs are not not as weighted. Here's a new page of content. Please send this to my SEO team.
Okay. New page of content. Sweet.
Let me show you how to get to HVAC. There is a website we created called HVAC Marketing Websites.
Sweet.
I'm going to scroll down to, are you still selling Daikin?
Heck yeah.
Okay. So, you need, let me look at your site real quick. Prioritize them by big ticket items.
Okay.
One thing I noticed, where the flip was, heat pumps. We only have one page, and it's called heat pump. You need heat pump installation, heat pump replacement, heat pump inspection, heat pump service, best heat pumps, Daikin heat pumps.
I see. All the variations.
Yes, you need all the variations. Anything you want to sell can be an option if it's in your store. If it's not in your store, we have nothing to optimize.
Okay.
So I would actually, so here's the difference. What you do for Nearby Now doesn't really help you with different kinds of products. Technically, it only helps you primarily with heating and air conditioning, those main terms. What it does do is all of this helps you with geo-targeting. All of this, the primary key phrase for every one of those check-ins really has to do with the city. It doesn't help you with the service. It kind of does, but not a lot. So everything you do using that app is all focused on how do I get found for the more generic heating and air conditioning in a new city. And that's great to do. Putting in key phrases and adding all that, that's helpful, and that, it will kind of help you. But the reality is that the pages are geared towards what are people buying? What are they looking for? And do you offer it in your store? If it's not in here, we can't sell it.
Gotcha. Okay, so Nearby Now is sort of just more so direct people to the page, and then
based on a city. Yeah.
Based on a city. I see. Okay. But we want to have these pages of content here so that when they get to the website,
based on service. Well, so the other thing is the ideal situation is we don't use Nearby Now at all. The ideal situation is you have a page so to put it in perspective, you have a page called furnace installation in Bothell, furnace installation Everett, furnace installation in Burien, furnace installation in Linwood, heat pump installation Burien, heat pump installation Everett, heat pump installation Bellevue. So technically, we're only using Nearby Now. It's kind of a hoax. It's because I know we can barely get our clients to give us a page of content for each of the services they want to sell in the city their office is in. I know we can't get you to give me a page of content for the service in every city you want to do business in.
Gotcha.
So Nearby Now, it's not the end all be all. It's the best way we can get content by city.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jennifer, have you? This is Kathy. Have you seen some of his check-ins though? He's very unique.
He is. He's doing a great job, and I've used Braxton. I've used your check-ins and things that you're doing in other trainings, and I love that.
Oh, nice. Right on.
I do. I absolutely love it. But we've got to get down and dirty to grow the business. I need the total number of pages for the services you want to sell to continue to grow.
Okay.
And I mean forever.
Gotcha. Yeah, exactly. Amen, sister.
Okay. Because what if they were looking for Mitsubishi
heat pumps? Yeah.
Yeah, heat pumps. So think about it this way: you might not sell Mitsubishi heat pumps, but what if that's what they're looking for because they just saw the commercial? If they
Exactly.
Google it, what if you had a page on there that said Mitsubishi heat pump installation in blank? They found your website. You get to have the call with them, and you get to explain to them why Daikin's better.
Yeah, exactly.
So nothing's off limits. I had a guy in a speaking event, client of mine, and he was in California, and he had a page on his website called Geothermal something. And he raised his hand in the middle of the event, tried to derail the whole thing, and he was like, Jen, I have this page on my website. I don't know why you guys put it on there. It's called Geothermal something. And he was like, I got my 4th call. I just had to step out of here and take another call for geothermal. He said, you guys don't understand. We can't install geothermal. I don't even know what geothermal is. I just right. But he was like, you can't, in California, the sand and the something and the clay. And I was like, so then I was like, okay, so whoa, hold tight. So you answered this call, right? And he was like, yeah. And I said, what'd you do? And he was like, I told him why we can't do geothermal, and I'm sorry for it being on my website. And then I said, then what'd you do? And he said, I set an appointment for Monday. We're going to talk about the thing he can do. And I was like, okay, sit down. And he was like, oh, no way. I didn't even think about it that way.
Right. No, that makes sense. It's just attracting people.
That's it. I was like, what if you only knew that ketchup existed it's- and you were trying to sell mustard, make a page that says ketchup.
Exactly. Okay, that makes sense.
It does. Okay. You have unlimited room for growth online. You've got a powerful website. It's strong. We can get anything ranked. You're in the top 10 of anywhere between, on the low end, 500,000 other pages, and on the high end, I think it was 13 million.
Okay,
So
nice.
you can do anything. We just
Yeah.
have to keep adding pages. Same thing with plumbing. We have inspection, maintenance, repairs. We got drain cleaning, toilets, fixtures. So just the key phrases alone for plumbing are ridiculous. When you get into kitchens and bathrooms and, I mean, toilets and clogs and fixes and repairs, it's massive. Hot water tank installation, hot water tank replacement. There's so many service and repair. You have unlimited opportunity to expand this navigation, and we will restructure your navigation to fit you will never run out of the ability to add content to continue to build these stores.
Gotcha.
Quite frankly, we could take service areas and move it up top, and then break down other services. Heat pumps into its own bucket. Water heaters could go. You create an entire section for hot water tanks, water heaters, tankless water heaters. We could move all of those together under one bucket.
Okay. So sorry, just to be redundant on this side of things, but when I send in the forum, do you mind showing me just real quick what the steps would be? I just want to make sure I can explain this well to all the guys.
The forum, which one? The page of content?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have Mandeep send you a content writing guide.
Oh, okay.
And it'll show the amount of content in there, how to structure the article.
Okay.
And yeah, if you can have everyone in your business, if they're an expert in something, make everyone write a couple pages art. And I have that issue in my own business because I'm kind of the, a stepchild to my own company for my own company.
Sure.
So I finally just put my foot down this year because I've always generated all the content. And this year I made everyone contribute. You're going to add content. I am tired of taking sole responsibility for the content creation. You're going to take a minute and you're going to write a page of content on something you know a lot about. We're going to do it together.
Makes sense.
So I live in the same shoes you do. And I was afraid to ask my team to take time to do that. But they need to.
Sure.
So the other thing we could consider, when I was looking at the fact that you have generators in Linwood on page 1 of Google, is a generator something you have to install yourself, or is it something, could someone buy a generator from you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I would not say right now, because we need to focus on content. Let's focus on content being the priority. But by next year, let's flip your website into an e-commerce system. And let's see if we can get some product sales going on your site. Because if you're on page 1 of Google and you're showing up where Home Depot and Amazon and everybody else is, what if we could get this page to be an e-commerce that says buy online?
Right. That would be huge.
Yeah, you're sitting there. Why not?
Sure.
Okay. So I'll put a note on there that on your next refresh, we'll upgrade you to a full e-commerce system. And I actually have an idea. I was going to show you. For Daikin, what we did is this year we built a full e-commerce system that already has all of the page structured. So this technically gives you a guide on what you need. These are all the air conditioning pages. These are all the heating pages. These are all the heat pump pages you need. These are all the ductless.
I see.
And then we go into indoor air quality and so forth.
Right.
What if we upgraded you and then you would have all the Daikin literature on your website?
That would be awesome.
Okay, so if we don't need to ask you to review or approve things to move forward, we don't have to get a hold of you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay? If
I'm all
you
for it.
concentrate on building content, we'll give you all the pages we know you need to write out of the gate.
Okay.
We upgrade your website over to the new full-blown Daikin e-commerce system.
Okay.
Then you'll have the structure of all your navigation already perfected. And even if you don't have content, what'll happen is we'll have a page that has the products and brochures. There's no text on it, so it's not going to get you ranked. It's not going to work until you add content to the page, but at least the page exists.
Right. Right.
And you can go to your website and go, okay, let me go look down here. I can tell I don't have anything on the page for blank, whatever that is.
Sure. So would that clean the slate per se, or where I'm at on reg?
Meaning, what do you mean?
So if we upgrade to the system, would like my current rankings that you showed me on the
No, we won't lose anything.
okay, sweet.
Oh no, we'll move over everything you have and make sure we maintain those rankings, and then you'll have a bunch of additional pages be indexable, and then you
I
got
see.
to add content to them,
To those particular ones. I see. Okay.
to all the pages that are missing content.
Okay.
So if we don't have content from you, well, we might have a video and some brochures.
To start off with.
Things on there, yeah.
Sure. Makes sense. Well, that's huge, though. At least saves a bunch of work, but a little bit of work to get it perfect.
Yes. Your site will look a little bit different from a design standpoint, not a lot different. We'll use your sliders that we've already built.
Okay.
And then you'll see in here, what we're trying to do is we don't have pricing on here for the featured products, but you do have, somebody could read more. It has all the specifications on here, and they have the ability to add it to a wish list.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they could sit down with you and say, well, I put 3 things in my wish list. Let's go look at this, this, and this.
I see.
And then the goal would be that if somebody actually knew what they were doing and they were doing a comparison, if they were to search by that particular product, eventually we could get your website ranked near Daikin for the product.
Okay.
Okay, if you're okay with that, I'm okay with that, and I'll have them start on that project, and then you start on content.
Okay. So how would I know the list of content we need to make, or would it be pretty clear?
I'm going to send you this right now. All right. I'm going to send you an outline of where we are, what the
Okay.
goal is. I can send you the site structure for the Daikin e-commerce system that we're building, and I'll outline what I think are the priority pages to focus on first. And then I'll
Okay.
ask Mandeep to give you the content guide. And so when pages are complete, email to help@ciwebgroup.com asking to send to SEO team or say that. Okay. I think that.
So what do I do with the e-commerce page, the Daikin e-commerce page?
So right now you're not going to do anything with it. You'll start for as far as all of the e-commerce products that are in your system.
Mm-hmm.
Those will be in your website. So people can find them, you can use them, get familiar with where they're located so you can get around on products. So you can click on products here. And this will show you the featured products that are on the site.
Okay.
And then when we get done with our goal for content, then we can come back and say, what do we want to do with these particular pages? Do we want to add additional products into the store from a e-commerce standpoint? But don't switch gears until you've got a shoulder season. So as soon as everybody starts opening windows and rolling them down in their car, then come back and let's talk about the e-commerce. Yeah.
Okay. So for instance, like right now, all these Daikin products I'm looking at, weird enough, they don't even sell those here.
Okay.
So could we like change that to like an American Standard brand or just the Daikin mini split products?
Yep, we can switch out. So if you want to send the guys a link to here's all the products you do want in the store.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because when we look at these, we have no clue.
Gotcha. Okay. No worries. So it can be any brand. It doesn't have to be Daikin
Yep.
specific. Okay.
You should. Do you have accrual funds for Daikin?
Yeah, we definitely do. They just don't sell, or we don't have access to the like furnaces, the unitary equipment, but obviously all the mini split Daikin products, that's what we mainly sell here.
So if we can, you could absolutely submit for your accrual funds for doing an upgrade to the Daikin website and e-commerce system, and we can put all the products in here that you want to use.
Mm-hmm.
And we could add in content writing and SEO for all those products and try and just ramp that up if you wanted to use some of the accruals towards an upgrade.
Okay.
Because
And also towards like Coleman or the other brands too, right?
Well, that's what I was saying is I would use your accrual funds for your new website. They're going to expire here shortly.
Sure.
And then once you get your accrual funds back, then add additional products that are not other brands.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Wink, wink. Makes sense. Perfect.
I'm trying.
You're a genius, Jen. I appreciate it. I just have to click in my mind for a couple of seconds.
Oh, goodness. So find out what you have in accrual funds, and I'll show you how we can send over an invoice for that for you.
Okay, perfect.
You can get those.
Sweet.
Okay, cool. So what we'll do, we'll start rebuilding your website in this system. At the very end, when they say, okay, your website's ready for review, at that point, then have them change out all these products. You can send them a list all at the same time. We'll swap the products at the very end, and then you'll be good to go.
Okay, makes sense.
Meanwhile, you'll be writing content where we are rebuilding the website.
Okay.
Use your accruals funds to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll use some of the accruals to go in and write a heck of a lot of SEO content for all of the products and see if we can get them ranking as well.
Okay. So right now, this strategy that we're going to implement, is this going to be too late for like the next month for winter? Like, should we just proactively plan for spring?
It depends how quick I get content.
Oh, okay.
So if you guys can turn around content, we can get it optimized. We have in the past had the ability to get pages ranked in 30 days,
Sweet.
but you also have your landing page and some pay-per-click dollars. Are you using Daikin funds for your landing page and pay-per-click?
I think we are for the pay-per-click for sure.
Okay, good. Yeah, so pay-per-click is gonna be more short term, make it happen right now.
I see.
Over the next 30 to 60 days.
Okay.
But I will tell you from my personal view on it, I hate pay-per-click. I think it is a total waste of money. I would rather have you see permanent content in your website being optimized than burning through cash on pay-per-click. I understand the need for it as more of an urgent solution.
Mm-hmm. But not long term.
But I don't ever want you to have to do it again.
Gotcha. Okay.
Until you just have extra money to just burn just because.
Right. Okay.
I just have to make sure that's clear.
That's what I do for fishing. That's my fishing.
Okay, good. Okay. Play with that. Yeah. You need content. A lot of it.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we can hammer this out.
We get you to the similar place as Barron. They're everything. If you look for
Right.
HVAC jobs and such, they're on page 1 of Google.
Wow.
All their different brands of products are on page 1 of Google.
Right. Right.
This is something to study because they have a lot more resources. So when we need content, we make a list of 40 pages and we get them in 3 days. But it'll give you an idea of what to pull together. Air duct cleaners, geothermal heat pumps, Bellingham, Washington, heat pumps, Everett, Washington. So one page can only really get you ranked in 2 locations because you see we just run out of room.
Right.
We don't have enough space to go after more than one.
Okay.
But it kind of gives you an idea. Spinal pain relief. That has to do with their hot tubs.
Okay. And just to reiterate, those 170 reviews, that is nearby now reviews.
Those are nearby now or schematic reviews. So on the bottom of their website, they also have a link down here that says 5-star reviews, and they have a link right here that says review us. So people can leave reviews directly through their website, or they can leave reviews through Nearby Now. And they're Nearby Now, so you can get an idea. Service areas. These are the cities they have done check-ins and got reviews on.
I gotcha. Okay. Makes sense.
And they're ranking like crazy.
Right.
But they also have a lot of content.
Oh, wow. Okay. I see.
There's a lot of stuff in the store.
Right. Right. Okay. And how long should these pages be for content? Like
500 to 1,000. If you're an overachiever, 1,500 is amazing.
that's words?
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. Not pages? Okay.
You should have seen my eyes open. I'm thinking pages. I'm like, son of a gun.
You.
Makes sense. Excuse me.
Other than that, there's 100 things I could tell you that we could do, but nothing is priority more than what we just talked about. We need to do one thing at a time, and that's the priority.
Sure. Okay. No, that sounds good to me.
Okay.
Whatever gets the biggest bang for the buck kind of thing.
Well, the beautiful part is it's permanent. So the longer these pages exist, the more powerful they become, the more business they create, and you never have to do it again. Just keep adding. So that's what creates progress. Advertising is when you spend money like you're at a crap table and pray for red 13.
Right. Exactly. Which never hits.
No, that's my number 2. I want red 13.
Right.
And I swear one day I'm going to go drop that money and boom.
Exactly. It's just gotta hit.
It's
Gotta.
going to hit. If it does, I will have won back all the money I've spent over the years thinking it's going to hit. And it will feel good.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
Right on.
so
Okay.
I don't want you to do. The more that we can avoid. I know that when things are in a crunch and it feels scary, that immediate becomes important, and so we want to go throw that red 13 on the crop table.
Right.
If you follow a progressive strategy, continue to add content, which is products and services in your store. We continue to make those products and services be visible to people when and where they're looking, i.e. on all the local directories and on Google. Then boom, every year you're growing. You're getting more and more because you're not staying stagnant. Now, if the number of pages, so if this 98 pages stays the same, next year, it won't be that you're going backwards, but if the people around you continue to add more content and pages, technically you're going to move backwards because they climb on top of you over certain search phrases, or they own and occupy search phrases that you could have, but you stayed the same. We don't want this number to stay the same. It's got to keep moving.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, that's all my preaching.
Perfect. I love it. All right. Well, I will look out for that email just regarding the content page guide. And that's sent to Mandeep, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Well, I'll get Jeremiah, myself, and Claire on it. We're all sort of the 3 musketeers of the office in the meantime.
That is awesome. I love you guys. I appreciate it. I know it's a total pain, but it's worth it. And your content will be better than ours.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Braxton, Jennifer is guiding you in the most perfect, easiest path to success. And after 6 months, I'm interested to see what happens.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
guys are going to really see some good stuff.
Yeah, this is definitely motivation booster.
That's the beauty. If you add the page, as soon as it's on your site, you'll be able to go to your site and you can see the progress. So if you guys make a new page called Furnace Installation in blank, then you can go down to that page, copy the title, it'll say Furnace Installation in blank, paste it in the search, and find it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you'll be able to see if there's 931,000 pages in there, what number are you? If you're
Right.
on Google, you're in the top 10, we're making progress. If you're on page 2, we're still making progress, but it's not worth any money to you if it's on page 2.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Okay.
Makes sense. And the last quick question.
Shoot.
We got onto Instagram and I've been doing a little more on Facebook just as far as posts and pictures.
Uh-huh.
Does that have any value for SEO or just in our website in general?
It does. It has how do I say this? It is an influencer of your site's performance. So I was just actually I was going to go make a slide to explain that. The strength of your website it's an ugly slide right now, but the strength of your website is determined by how frequently we publish content out to all your local directories, how well you're known on YouTube, how your social media sites are performing, and the frequency of new content and the likes and engagement. Links back to your website from third-party sites. So the answer is yes, it has a weight. If I was to prioritize, is it more important than the content? Absolutely not. Because you can't sell something that doesn't exist.
Makes sense.
So
there's order in the steps.
Yes, there's an order. So it is very important. Not yet. It's 100% of nothing is nothing. If the service you want to sell does not exist in the store, you can't sell it. That's the easiest way. If I want to sell shoes and they're not in my store, I can't sell them.
I see. Okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
Cool. I gotta say, have you guys ever seen that Claritin allergy medicine commercial where like it peels off the screen and things are more clear when it's all fuzzy? That's how I feel right now.
SEO, I just pulled that Clarendon Clear screen, and man, it's less fuzzy for sure.
That is so cool. That makes
Awesome.
me happy.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Can we get that recorded? Can we get that reviewed?
That's an instant commercial right there.
I'm gonna do all this stuff. We're no bill. We're just gonna take care of it. I have a favor to ask you.
Of course.
If you Google CI Web Group, we have our first and only bad review ever. And it makes my soul hurt.
Whoa. Uh-huh.
It's on this site, which we didn't know existed, called Clutch.
Okay.
Will you please do me a favor and will you leave a review for CI Web Group on this site?
Hell yeah.
Oh, I love you. Thank you.
I'll tell you what, I'll get you a buy one, get one. I'll have Kyung do another one too.
Thank you.
No problem. I know those are crappy to see, especially on random websites. You know, like you said, like this thing Clutch and another service called Smith Mechanical or Smith something. Like I'm getting random reviews that get posted up from people in like the UK or areas that we don't service, and it's like, what? But it's attached to our page, so I don't know how these things come up, but
I know.
It's annoying.
So hard. I was like, oh wow, I am what I talk about.
Right. No, you guys are great. You guys are really awesome. So I will do that for sure.
Thank you so much, Braxton. I appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you back. So I will. I'll get these going out, and just shoot me that email about how we can start the process, and I'll get the horses and I running.
All right, sounds good. I'll summarize everything and send you over an email.
Perfect. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks, Kathy.
Tell everybody hi.
All right, we'll do.
All right, bye, you guys.
Have a good day.